Fair warning, I'm not an expert in film or animation in any way. I'm only 15 after all. This is just me sharing thoughts on a show I love very much. Also, heavy spoilers ahead. Every year when fall comes around, I always remember my favorite show, Over the Garden Wall. The animated miniseries created by Patrick McHale for Cartoon Network in the fall of 2014 aired one season with 10 beautifully made episodes, each lasting around 11 minutes long. The show follows two brothers lost in a strange forest called the Unknown as they try to find their way home. The Unknown being a supernatural and dreamlike place full of beautifully haunting locations. Now, I could go on for hours about the amazing soundtrack and all the small details I found through my 10 rewatchings of the series, and how it's basically a modern day retelling of Dante's Inferno. But in this video I will be talking mostly about the small town from episode 2, Hard Times at the Huskin Bee, and how the seasons changing tells a story. Now, the first time I watched the show I was 9 years old and I absolutely loved it. I've tried to get my friends and family to watch it, but most of them don't want to because they think it's just another stupid cartoon for little kids. Oh, how wrong they are. Obviously, at first glance, I can see why they might think it's just another dumb cartoon, but if you've ever had the chance to watch it, I'm sure you can see it as anything but that. The story, the art, the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. The art style, which is a blend between classical animation with modern techniques, Over the Garden Wall is a lovely concoction of yellows, oranges, browns, and similar rustic, earthy colors. The music is a mix of jazz, folk, and classical, and it brings a very strong sense of nostalgia. Combined with the art style, it just feels like an old Halloween story with a modern twist, and I'm a massive fan of the aesthetic of it all. Episode 2 opens with this amazing song. And then images of the unknown the two brothers are trapped in. Oh man, what an opening. They find a talking bird named Beatrice and she agrees to help them find their way on their journey. They then find the small town called Pottsfield and decide to go look for people in it. I won't go too deep into the story as to not spoil too much, but the episode is amazing and I highly suggest watching it. Actually, just go watch the whole show. What I want to talk about is how dreamy the town feels. The moment they walk into the barn to see the pumpkin people having a creepy, cult-like party type thing, you can see behind them how glowing and unreal the whole situation feels. Now, obviously it is an unreal situation to be in, but something feels very off, and it's not just the pumpkin heads. I love this sense of how this all just feels like it's not real and how it's not happening to them, because we later find out in the series how it was in fact all just a dream, while they were in a coma-like state. Now, other people have theories of how everything in the show actually did happen to them and it wasn't just a dream, which I mostly agree with, but I would like to think that they would have this sense of it all just being a dream after all. As the series progresses, you can see more of the vignetting happening and vision changes, which just adds to the dreaminess. Another thing I like in how the show progresses is in the change in season, how it changes from fall to winter. In fall, leaves and plants start to die, just like how Wirt and Greg are dying in the stream as we see in episode 9. As it very quickly starts changing to winter, it gives a sense of it coming to an end, because once winter comes, the plants are completely dead, just as the brothers are nearing death as well. Once we finally reach winter, it's at the climax of the final episode and Greg is on the verge of death, or becoming a nadelwood tree. Once they finally wake up from the coma-like dream, it shifts back to fall on Halloween night. Obviously, this makes sense in the way that it's barely any time has passed in the real world, but it also gives me the feeling of how they've come back to life, shifting from winter to fall. But life is short, and winter isn't too far away. Thank you for watching, and please do yourself a favor and go watch Over the Garden Wall. In fact, just send me a message and I'll come watch it with you. Obviously, this is a very different type of video than what I normally tend to make, but I just thought I'd, you know, test out something new. I just love Over the Garden Wall so much. I just wanted to, I don't know, make a video explaining some reasons I love it so much. If you like it, tell me, and I can make more of this type of video. If you don't, I'll go back to normal stuff, but I thought I'd make like a 5 or 6 minute long video. Obviously, I could make it a lot longer and go into depth a lot. I barely scratched the surface in this video. So if you would like a more in-depth video on Over the Garden Wall, or anything for that matter, yeah, you can leave a comment and tell me what I should cover, or if I should make something else like this. Thank you very much.
Patient is the night.